Max, what an offensive performance from you guys. How much of what you were able to do early in this ball game came from last night's ninth inning?
I think a lot of it. We were struggling to get going there, and then towards the end of the game last night, we started finding our stride. And the biggest thing for us was try to carry that over into the beginning of this game, and we were able to do that.
Every single one of you is incredibly competitive. If you weren't, you wouldn't be playing at this level. What does it mean for you as the boyhood fan of baseball to be able to hit a grand slam in the postseason in your home state?
It's pretty cool. There's not too many things that are cooler than that, but the biggest thing to me is our team got a W and got us back on track.
Incredibly humble and a response I would expect from you. You guys jumped on right early. I know you probably didn't have the biggest book on him considering the level of experience he's had in the major leagues, but how much of a focus was it to be able to try to get some runs on the board as early as possible?
Like I said earlier, that was kind of our whole goal, is just carry the momentum over from last night. I felt like we put together pretty good at-bats right out of the gate, and we got the bat to the ball pretty good, and good results happened for us.
Julio Urias seems to be growing up before our eyes as far as his development as a pitcher. From your vantage point over there at first base, what were you noticing from him tonight?
He was mixing it up pretty well. He maybe didn't have the best command of his pitches like he usually does. He's usually able to spot everything he throws. I think that's what makes him so good. And he had to battle a little bit tonight, but he's able to get through it, and that shows how tough a competitor he is and the kind of stuff that he has, that he can not necessarily have his best stuff and still find a way to get through it.
Thank you for your time.
Next question is from Dylan Hernandez. Go ahead.
Hey, Max, not sure if you heard or read this, but before the game, Mookie Betts was talking about how it starts with him. How big is it when, the best player on your team kind of shoulders that type of responsibility and comes out and delivers that, especially in the way he did today with more hustle than anything.
Yeah, it's big out of him. For a guy to have the accolades and the amount of success that he has, to still go out there and admit that, things start with him. And that's why we brought him over here, was for, him to get us going. And, he's able to do that today. And, like I said, I think that shows the character of him, that he's willing to shoulder some of that responsibility. And, that's something that he's done all year long that has shown us who we need to be. And that's, him doing that has made all of us better.
Thank you.
Next question from Alden Gonzalez. Go ahead.
Hey, Max. They described the mood in the clubhouse before the game as pretty light. How would you describe it? And did any of that surprise you, just sort of given what the stakes were today?
Yeah, I'd say it was a pretty light attitude. A lot of guys are joking around, and no, it doesn't surprise me at all. We know who we are over here. We're a really good team. We kind of lost our footing these first two games, but like I said, we all know who we are. We weren't worried about anything, and tonight we went out and showed what we can do.
Thanks, Max.
Next question's from Scott Braun. Go ahead.
Max, who do you think had the most impressive hit of the night, or who looked the most locked in on the team in your mind?
I think you kind of have to give it to Jock. He was, every single bat he had, he grinded out pitches. He got the barrel to the ball. He had a big hit for us. And, to me, Jock was the most impressive tonight. And, that's kind of what he does in these situations.
I got time for one more. Go ahead, Jorge.
Hey, Max, the last two nights you guys really kind of waited out the starting pitchers, ran out the pitch counts. Tonight, Betts and Seager first pitch. Did you guys sort of flip the game plan a little bit tonight?
Not necessarily. Our game plan the first three games so far has been the same. It's just, today we were able to jump on the pitches we wanted to, whereas the last two nights we missed those pitches. We fouled them off, or we took them, but the game plan was still the same.